Hello everybody and welcome to my channel, The Real Super Sam. Today is another video for the complete history of series on my channel and I hope you enjoy. The Molecule Man is one of the most powerful characters in Marvel Comics. Sometimes good, sometimes evil, there's no doubt his story is interesting and important to the Marvel Universe. It is surprising many comic fans don't seem to know much about him. My hope is that he gets into a live-action movie, especially if they do Secret Wars someday. Surprisingly a really great character, this video will show everything with his crazy, powerful, underlooked history. The Molecule Man's first appearance was in Fantastic Four issue 20 on November 10, 1963. Molecule Man is a brand new supervillain in town, so powerful the entity known as the Watcher warns the Fantastic Four about him. And we also get to his origin story here. He was a worker at an atomics factory, but when an accident happened, he survived, but the accident messed up his face and he got fired. But Molecule Man figures out he has superpowers and now will use them to become king of the world. The Fantastic Four come back from the Watcher to see that their headquarters has been ripped up from the ground and is now hovering above the main street. The Fantastic Four fight him, but with Molecule Man changing molecules around the team left and right, they don't even land a blow on him. Invisible Woman sees that he is controlling the molecules from his wand, so she tries to grab it away from him, but fails. Nothing can be done to the Molecule Man that he can't reverse, so the Fantastic Four leave to come up with a plan. And while that happens, Molecule Man keeps causing chaos. Later, Molecule Man gets called over with the Fantastic Four flare gun and heads to Alicia Masters' apartment, the Thing's blind girlfriend. She tells him she created a tribute statue for him. Molecule Man decides to rearrange the stone molecules, but he can't. Why? Because he can't change organic molecules. The Fantastic Four just looked like statues to fool Molecule Man into dropping his wand. With his magic wand out of his grasp, the Watcher takes him away. We don't know where the Watcher took him. The next time Molecule Man was ever seen was in the 1967 Fantastic Four TV show for 2 episodes. He first appeared in that show in episode 10, The Mysterious Molecule Man, voiced by Henry Corden, on January 13th, 1968. This was about 5 years after his first appearance in the Fantastic Four comics. The beginning is the same as his first appearance. In the episode, Mr. Fantastic creates a gas that prevents objects affected by the gas to be controlled by the Molecule Man. When that happens, Molecule Man decides to leave by leaving in a glass case created by dust molecules. I really appreciate this episode's work because the fighting is different in the issue, giving more creativity to the Molecule Man. Like, he creates a wall out of cement to stop the Fantastic Four coming at him in a tank. There's a moment wherein he creates frost molecules to reveal where the Invisible Woman is instead of newspapers. At the end, Mr. Fantastic shoots his gun around the area Molecule Man is at, so whenever Molecule Man tries to change the molecules of anything, the backlash will hurt him. After Molecule Man tries to escape, Mr. Fantastic turns him back into the lab technician he used to be before the explosion, and the lab worker doesn't remember anything. In this episode, the Watcher isn't even in it, and it was a meteor fragment that gave the lab technician his powers. He was dead in episode 18, The Terrible Tribunal, September 14th, 1968. Molecule Man has returned with Claw and Blastar. The 3 villains are accusing the Fantastic Four with crimes against evil, all being overseen by some evil alien robots. The 3 rogues call themselves the Court of Evil. Through the episode, they all watch as each of their previous battles with the Fantastic Four play out. At the end, all 3, while firing a beam at the Invisible Woman, get captured and curled up into a ball, lifted above the ground. All of them then get dropped through a hole created by the torch in the ground, and that's the last time we see any of those 3 villains in the entire show. Molecule Man returns 6 years later in the premiere issue of Marvel 2-in-1, about 11 years after his first appearance. In a nameless world in the cosmos, we see the Molecule Man, the most powerful man of all. The Watcher put Molecule Man in a place where time moves much faster on Earth than where he is, but the Molecule Man still turns old that fast. The Watcher knew Molecule Man would regain his powers, but it would be too late. He has a son now, and after he dies, his son vows vengeance for him. His son gives himself the powers his dad once had, thanks to a machine his dad built, and becomes the new Molecule Man. Now, he will kill the Fantastic Four. Trying to arrive in New York, he drew himself to wherever the Thing is, but is shocked when he arrives in a Man-Thing swamp. Molecule Man gets so shocked that he drops his wand, and since he's on Earth now, not in the cosmos, he ages rapidly in just a few seconds. If he doesn't keep hold of the wand, he will die. The Thing arrives to talk to the Man-Thing about his name rights, when automatically upon arriving, Molecule Man attacks him. The Thing and Molecule Man start fighting, and it's revealed it's been 5 years in Marvel since Molecule Man showed his face. Man-Thing starts to fight Molecule Man with the Thing, and so Molecule Man decides to make them both human again. Molecule Man tries to leave the swamp, but can't unless he walks out without the power of his wand, since in the swamp, mystic forces go away. Ben Grimm and Theodore Salas follow the Molecule Man to New York and see him riding a road wave, testing his powers. There, Molecule Man actually kills someone just to demonstrate how powerful he is. Molecule Man shocks Theodore back into Man-Thing, and Ben Grimm back into the Thing. The Thing gets enough breathing room to pick up some mud to throw and hit the Molecule Man's wand out of his hand. Molecule Man can't get his wand in time and dies of old age right then and there. And at the end, the second Molecule Man's wand is given to a little kid. Next time we saw him was in the Invincible Iron Man issue 3, July 1976, 2.5 years later. The Man-Thing returns in this comic and sees as the kid from the end of the last Molecule Man appearance is playing dress up as the Molecule Man, fighting Iron Man and Spider-Man. The kid drops the wand, and the girl who is dressed up as Iron Man goes after it, but dies, drowning with the Molecule Man's wand in her hand. Later that day, she rises back up again, but it's not the girl Cynthia, but not the Molecule Man either. This is the wand itself coming back using a body. This is the Molecule Person. Going off instinct of the previous holders of the wand, he goes home to Cynthia's mom. The Molecule Person takes the mom to its own made castle. After turning the mom into a doll, Molecule Person sees the past 2 experiences and Cynthia's history all comes back to him. Just like that, the Molecule Man, Owen Reese, is trying to come back to his body, but this Molecule Person tries to kill itself before that happens. Iron Man now comes in, just in time to see this breakdown. He needs to stop this Molecule Person before it does any accidental destruction, like a murder committed this morning. Inside the Molecule Person, we see Molecule Man and Cynthia fighting each other. Cynthia won't have Molecule Man hurt her hero. Molecule Man himself knows of Iron Man, knows of the Golden Avenger, and will eliminate his threat. But the Molecule Man ends up flying away. The Molecule Man wins in the end, killing Cynthia inside the Molecule Person. Molecule Man has officially returned to Earth, and now is face to face with Iron Man. He turns Iron Man's armor into an iron statue. But those who know fear burn at the Man-Thing's touch, and touching Molecule Man, Man-Thing gives him so much pain that he drops his wand, reversing everything he's done. The wand gets bit by a snake, and the snake turns into the Molecule Man. Iron Man moves fast enough to take it away from the Molecule Snake Man, turning the snake back to normal, but now Iron Man is struggling to not become the Molecule Man himself because he's holding it. The Man-Thing takes the wand from him, saving Iron Man, and with his power is able to control and destroy the Molecule Man's presence running through the Man-Thing. Man-Thing's holding the wand, and he basically kills the Molecule Man and walks away with the undisturbing wand. The next time he returned was back in a Fantastic Four issue in 2 parts back-to-back, starting in Fantastic Four issues 187 in October 1977, just over a year later. The Fantastic Four villain Claw has brought the Molecule Man back to life using his powers. He's back, Owen Reese, and then Molecule Man turns the Thing into glass. Molecule Man and Claw find the Psi Amplifier, a machine created by Reed Richards. Neither the Human Torch or the Invisible Woman stand a chance against them. Eventually, the 2 rogues defeat the whole Fantastic Four. Here, Claw reveals how he saved Molecule Man after his last battle. He resurfaced his sound body by the Man-Thing, who dropped the Molecule Man's wand. Picking it up, Claw saw that the wand couldn't possess him, since he isn't human. He instead possesses a boxer with the Molecule Man's wand. Now Molecule Man wants to use the Psi Amplifier to be in Mr. Fantastic's body. Suddenly, the Impossible Man enters the room and attacks the Molecule Man and Claw for embarrassing him because of their ambush. Impossible Man was living with the Fantastic Four when this issue was happening. Molecule Man can't change the molecules in the Impossible Man's body here, since he is a being with strange powers from another planet. After Claw is defeated by Impossible Man, Molecule Man goes into the Psi Machine. But after a bit, something goes wrong, destroying him. Mr. Fantastic got to the machine in time to change it. Since he's gone now, Mr. Fantastic figures that nothing can happen with the wand and grabs it. Big mistake, as this turns Reed Richards into the Molecule Man. Next month, issue 188 had the finale. Molecule Man has Mr. Fantastic's body but struggles to keep it. Thing then quickly destroys the machine, making Molecule Man mad, since now his last chance of becoming a normal human is gone. Molecule Man then escapes to plan what he will do next. In the middle of the street, Molecule Man stands there arguing with Reed Richards inside himself. If he doesn't, he will destroy the city. After seeing the Molecule Man's owner of a small display here, he decides to quit fighting for the moment to save lives. Since Molecule Man again, the Fantastic Four arrive to stop him, and Molecule Man puts up a big fight, as big as a fight he did in his first appearance. And at the same time, is fighting with Reed Richards in his own head. When it comes to the Invisible Woman, he can't affect her force fields, so he affects the air around her so that she will soon suffocate. The Thing then breaks out with all his strength, and one stone accidentally knocks the Molecule Man down. That just made him done with the fight and tries to turn them all to dust. But trying that causes backlash on him, putting him back into the wand and letting Reed Richards take control of his own body. This happened because of the unstable molecules in the Fantastic Four costumes. It seemed like a good end for the supervillain. He returned though. 3 years later, he was in Micronauts comic series, issue 23, 3 years after his first appearance. We see a drunk guy accidentally grab the Molecule Man's wand, and he's gone. The Molecule Man is here. The wand landed in the smokestack. Thinking that it would destroy it, the Fantastic Four never looked into it. Since it wasn't destroyed, it was emptied into a garbage disposal truck and dumped in a landfill. Molecule Man sees that it was a mini robot creature that caused the man to grab the wand, and the robot cuts him. He sees this and that he is black, intrigued, since this was the first time he took a body that is not of his own race. But Molecule Man sees the little robot escaping and they have a little fight, changing some flying hubcaps launched at him into flowers. The little robot hits a power cord, dropping it into the water he's in, and it electrocutes the Molecule Man and allows the robot to escape. But the damage is done. The Molecule Man is back. A little over a year later, he was in Avengers issue 215. The Molecule Man has given himself a new body all by himself without using anyone else's, a more powerful, original body he had been in. The Silver Surfer is there, tracking what the presence was he saw, which was Molecule Man, and Silver Surfer tells him about Galactus and the Power Cosmic, since he asked. Molecule Man is a lot more fun to read here, and he decides that he will be like Galactus and eat planets, make Galactus look like a piker. The Surfer tries to stop him, but Molecule Man drains all the energy out of him, and uses the ground beneath him to crush him. Molecule Man has built a dome over half of New Jersey, and has created a house on his own. Tigra gets in, and Molecule Man captures her, but Tigra thinks he's not such an evil guy, and Molecule Man reveals he thinks everyone hates him, specifically his parents. His mom had him when she was 44. A kid was the last thing she wanted. When Tigra asks Molecule Man if others called him a nerd, he gets mad and continues to act on his hate for being called a nerd. The Avengers arrive and he destroys all their weapons and grabs them with the created arms from the walls. Captain America manages to dodge the attack and grabs the wand out of his hand. He calls Captain America stupid to his face and reveals that his wand can work on human tissue, and the Molecule Man has the power without his wand actually. Molecule Man crushes all the Avengers, apparently killing them all in the end. Avengers issue 216, to avenge the Avengers against the Molecule Man. Hearing about the Molecule Man's return, the Fantastic Four leap into action and head towards him, but his manipulating molecules stop them from getting too far. And inside, Molecule Man is getting into an argument with Tigress. The Avengers survived the last issue and now are still fighting Molecule Man without their weapons, and while Iron Man is choking on dust, Thor, as a normal mortal, punches Molecule Man in the face. This causes him to run away like a baby. Captain America runs after Molecule Man and knocks him out. At the end, Molecule Man and Tigra talk, and Molecule Man decides to give himself up to seek therapy and reform. He's not faking though, as he gives them their weapons back. It seems like the Molecule Man will give up being a supervillain now and become another member of society. Molecule Man has one of the biggest arcs in Secret Wars. He starts his story in issue 1, May 10th, 1984. Molecule Man has been chosen by the Beyonder to fight with their group of supervillains to fight a group of superheroes on Battleworld to see which is better, good or evil. When Ultron goes rogue on the villains, Dr. Doom gets Molecule Man to help him. He knows Molecule Man is a fellow Fantastic Four foe. But Molecule Man refuses to go back to villainy, and Dr. Doom seems to not care what personal choices he makes, so he tells Molecule Man to move Ultron so he disrupts Galactus. Molecule Man says he doesn't want to fight, he wants a normal American dream life. In Secret Wars issue 2, in the fight, where Molecule Man doesn't do anything, most of the villains get separated. Owen and some others find Doctor Doom and are shocked since he's rebuilt Ultron. Molecule Man and Doctor Doom are working closely together since Doom wants to keep Owen safe. They all know Molecule Man is the most powerful villain out of all of them. In issue 3, Molecule Man meets Volcana, and the two seem to hit it off well. This is actually Volcana's first appearance. Molecule Man expresses that he will do anything for Doom here, since Doom knows what he's doing, even if that means destroying the planet. In issue 4, Molecule Man creates a historic moment. Molecule Man destroys the superhero headquarters here with just a wave of his own hand. He also lifts an entire mountain up from the ground, and drops it on all the heroes. And everyone celebrates him as a big superhero for getting rid of the pesky Avengers. In issue 5, not much happens for Reese. Molecule Man develops a blackboard against the other villains and rides away with Volcana. In issue 6, Molecule Man gets hurt. Wolverine slices him open with his claws. He is in issue 7 as well. Molecule Man gets rescued by the other villains. Molecule Man is put on bed rest until issue 11. Molecule Man is back to full health and sees Doctor Doom betraying everyone. This sets Molecule Man on a trip for revenge. He moves a part of the planet to get to Doom one-on-one. Before Owen can do anything, Doctor Doom shows him the new power he has now, taken from the Beyonder. Doctor Doom helps Molecule Man. Molecule Man can now control organic molecules. He can do anything now thanks to Doom. Molecule Man is now in charge of the group, and he decided to go back to Volcana's place on Battleworld. The villains decide they're done with Battleworld and Doctor Doom, so they decide to go back home. The Molecule Man has that covered by apparently lifting a piece of land from Earth and bringing it to them. And at the end of this adventure, the Molecule Man gets every other villain except Doom. As the crew are traveling back to Earth from Battleworld, Dr. Octopus starts getting impatient and thinks they are not making any progress. So Owen proves Doc Ock wrong, and that sets them off into a fight. It results with Dr. Octopus covered in a mountain of cement, unable to move, and soon going to the nearest institution. When that was going on, Enchantress kidnapped Volcana, and now Molecule Man has found her. Molecule Man saves Volcana. At the end, everyone who came back to Battleworld and survived goes back home, including Molecule Man, successfully bringing all the villains back, along with Volcana. His next appearance was in the next Secret Wars kickoff in Secret Wars 2, Issue 1. The whole story starts with the Molecule Man, as we see him living in Colorado with Volcana, a happy love story. Something has crash landed nearby in the mountains, and now parts of mountains are flying everywhere. Going outside, the two get scared by the thing that did this. Molecule Man then goes to a guy's office, demonstrates his power, and explains that he needs to understand. Actually, it's not Molecule Man, the Beyonder has actually taken over his body. Molecule Man's next appearance was in Secret Wars 2, Issue 3. Molecule Man, while sitting down, notices that the molecules of everything are being controlled by the Beyonder. He was then in Issue 4. The Beyonder has arrived to Molecule Man's house, and he is peaceful to him and Volcana. Beyonder wants to learn about Earth things, so he asks Owen Reese about love. It's a fun but strange scene, and it's nice to see Molecule Man reminisce about his past. He was dead in Secret Wars 2, Issue 6. Molecule Man is just living his normal day-to-day worker life, seeing the Beyonder still out there learning. The Watcher later shows up to him, wanting to talk. Molecule Man says no, but Volcana says she'll listen. The Watcher quickly explains everything that has happened to the Molecule Man, and one panel about his childhood, how he was raised clinging to his mother. But Molecule Man still refuses to help the Watcher with the Beyonder problem, so he leaves, hoping for existence. Later, the Beyonder takes away death, and the Molecule Man proves it. Next, he was in Issue 7. While playing at a friendly game with the neighborhood, the Molecule Man leaves to his room fast and sees the major forces of the universe are conspiring against the Beyonder. He continued this war in Issue 8. Owen Reese plays psychoanalysis to the Beyonder here in fear of Beyonder destroying the multiverse. Owen tries his best, but Beyonder leaves, making up his mind to destroy existence. Beyonder will be back, starting his reign of terror at his home. When the Beyonder attacks Molecule Man, he tries to form a shield to protect everyone, but can't make one strong enough. Now he is scared. A man like him, brought to fearful tales by the Beyonder. When the Beyonder returns to his home, Molecule Man hits him with everything he's got. When that doesn't affect Beyonder, Volcana ditches him, leaving him to die and her to live. This destroys the Molecule Man badly. After that, the Beyonder just leaves, not caring about this man weeping on the floor. He was of course in the final issue of the miniseries, issue 9. Volcana returns to her home and Molecule Man. Finding the Molecule Man, he explains that he tried to see if she really loved something about him, but he couldn't find anything good about himself. That moment gave Molecule Man confidence that he never had before. So Owen and Volcana are still together and Molecule Man decides with his newfound confidence to take on the Beyonder. Molecule Man gets back in costume and finds Beyonder, and the two are now in an epic cosmic battle. Molecule Man fights Beyonder with everything he's got, but not down to his last breath. He just can't sacrifice his life, so Beyonder throws him off even if he almost lost. Molecule Man reveals he saved every living thing from the Beyonder's death blast and transported every hero safely away. They get to the Beyond base and see that Beyonder is making a baby body for himself to grow up in. If they kill the baby, the death machine will go off. If they don't, the Beyonder will return soon. Molecule Man makes the decision against Mr. Fantastic's wishes and kills the baby, setting off the Doomsday device. But Molecule Man somehow saves everything from destruction with his power. Molecule Man pushed himself too hard, to the point of no return, but for him still, it's a happy ending. The final part of the whole Secret Wars 2 was in Avengers issue 266 with the threat of death for the Molecule Man. The whole world is on the brink of destruction and only Molecule Man can fix all the harm Beyonder did, but doing so may kill him. Owen debates it, but facts over feelings, always. Molecule Man personally doesn't want to, but realizing that things wouldn't get any better if he doesn't, he agrees. The Silver Surfer will take Molecule Man's powers and combine it with his own and fix everything. During it, Molecule Man says that everyone else would wish he was dead, or without powers anyway. If he dies, everyone would be happy someone as powerful as him would be gone. So, thanks to the Molecule Man, everything is back to normal, and Owen Reese didn't die, but he really is only Owen Reese. The event has taken away his powers, and everyone thanks him for his sacrifice. But when he returns home, he reveals to Volcana that he still has the ability to control molecules. Silver Surfer let him keep his powers during the rebuilding due to say, and now Molecule Man can go back to living a peaceful life. Secret Wars 2 started with Molecule Man and ended with the Molecule Man, right back to where he was. After all that, Molecule Man didn't return for a little over 2 years. Next, he was in Fantastic Four issue 318. Shockingly, this issue starts with Dr. Doom grabbing a guy and apparently murdering him. That man was the Molecule Man. Afterwards, Owen Reese is in the hospital recuperating with Volcana waiting there. In the next issue, Molecule Man returns to the Fantastic Four. Molecule Man gets out of the hospital, seeing that his powers automatically saved him. He turns back time to see what happened and sees it was Dr. Doom. Owen Reese then comes into Secret Wars 3 and decides to fight Beyonder like Dr. Doom was. Molecule Man is against the Beyonder again, so Beyonder doesn't give any more power to Dr. Doom. Then Dr. Doom explains why he tried to kill Molecule Man, since Molecule Man has figured out that Doom needs a complete mind to handle the Beyonder's powers. The Molecule Man then reminds the Beyonder about the last time he and Molecule Man talked, about how Molecule Man was a loser turned super powerful rogue. And at the end, the Beyonder remembers that it was the accident that turned Owen Reese into the Molecule Man. The same accident is what started getting the Beyonder interested about the Earth, but at that, the Beyonder himself was an accident. The Beyonder was made to fulfill desires, and now Beyonder has a body to want his own desires, but at the end, the Molecule Man is the only one who can help him. To get the Beyonder to leave, Molecule Man must sacrifice his life to be stuck alongside Beyonder. He then merges with the Beyonder into the Cosmic Cube, and they both disappear, ending a so-called Secret Wars 3. He then appeared in the What If series, a parody series of Marvel Comics on themselves, what the issue 4 had Molecule Man. He was included in a funny story where a bunch of supervillains are together and fighting Captain America. November 1989, he was in Excalibur issue 14. He was a cameo in a group of a bunch of other people. Molecule Man was then in Fantastic Four Annual 24 for a short story about 3 years later. Volcana, aka Marcia, returns from a walk and sees that her apartment has been broken into. It was Owen Reese. And eventually, Owen Reese becomes Molecule Man once more. Volcana was in the middle of a fight with Claw, and so Molecule Man stalls him pretty easily. In the fight, Molecule Man easily fights back against Claw and even gets ready to kill him. But Claw blasts both of them quickly with a giant sound wave. The two then go home since Claw gets away. Back at their home, Volcana questions what has happened to the Molecule Man. He's changed. He almost murdered someone. Owen talks about how he has all this power. He can do anything he wants now. He never realized how powerful he really was before. The ending is sad, as Molecule Man and Volcana don't know each other much anymore, or at least Volcana doesn't know who Owen Reese is anymore. Molecule Man leaves before her parents come home, ending their relationship. He was next in the What If series again in What If issue 17. Once again, he was included in a group of villains, this time Fantastic Four villains. 1.5 years later, he was in Fantastic Four issue 372. Aaron, the Rogue Watcher, has kidnapped Puppet Master's daughter, and now Puppet Master will take control of a powerful figure, the Molecule Man, to get revenge. We see Owen is in a brand new costume and still love-struck and heartbroken that Volcana and him are split. But suddenly, Owen Reese gets controlled by the Puppet Master. Now it's the Molecule Man going up against Aaron, the Rogue Watcher. He was in issue 373 then. Owen and Aaron are facing each other, and Molecule Man is doing all the talking. Owen is unaware that he's being controlled. Aaron gets tired of Molecule Man, so he captures him in a circle which knocks him out. When Owen wakes up, he's free of Puppet Master's control and decides to leave and go home. He was then in another short story in Fantastic Four Annual 27. We see Owen Reese is now having severe depression again, wishing he could be anybody else. Because of that, he lets the Molecule Man side of him get out again. The Beyonder now is pulled back to Earth. Now Owen attacks the Beyonder in a battle against each other's powers. This is a giant battle that destroys an entire world, and Molecule Man seems to always be on top in the fight. Molecule Man defeats the Beyonder in the end, returning them to New York. Owen doesn't let up and really takes his time with the Beyonder. However, before the Molecule Man can destroy the Beyonder, he is confronted by Kubik and Cosmos. Kubik pleads to the Molecule Man to spare the Beyonder so that Cosmos may live. His plea works, and the Molecule Man returns back into Owen Reese. Owen Reese, who reasserts control over his body and apologizes for allowing the Molecule Man to be unleashed once more. Owen learns that he is unique and more powerful than they are because he was a mortal that gained omniscience powers while they have always had it and have no drive to use it as well. He then goes home to continue working on his broken heart. 2 years later, he was in Avengers Unplugged issue 4. He was just used as a cameo with a bunch of other villains. There is a moment when he reunites with Volcana and confirms to us that he has to be done with her, even if he secretly doesn't want to be. It's for the best. The Incredible Hulk issue 442 was where he next appeared. Molecule Man is interrogating Doc Samson, but someone busts into his hideout and he powers down and thinks it's Volcana returning to him. Molecule Man then brings the power to a fight against She-Hulk. At the end of the fight, Molecule Man stops fighting because he's reminded of Volcana. He then comes to his senses and stops fighting and is now going to try and win her back. Next for Mr. Reese was in Secret Wars 25 years later, published for What If issue 114. Since this is in the future, here it's the Molecule Man's son who is fighting the heroes in this new war, but quickly gives up when the Hulk arrives. He next appeared in Avengers JLA issue 4, January 2004. In the big battle between the heroes and villains of both comic industries, the Molecule Man is shown to have been stuck in a rock by Circe. Next, he was in She-Hulk 2004 issue 10, February 2005. The whole issue was about his history, and of course, talking about the first Secret Wars, Molecule Man is shown, since Titania and Volcana first appeared in the very same issue. He was then in New Avengers issue 1. When Electro breaks everyone out of the raft, Molecule Man is one of the escapees. Next month, he was in a story called What If Doctor Doom Had Become the Thing. He was in the background of a splash panel of Fantastic Four rogues. He was next written in What If X-Men Age of Apocalypse special. He was just used as a cameo and around with a bunch of other heroes and villains at the same time randomly. December 2007, he was in Fantastic Four Mythos special. He was seen in the background of once again another big gathering of Fantastic Four villains. He then had a change of reading type when he was put in the Marvel Adventures series Fantastic Four issue 11. We first start the action by seeing some guy run away and asks for help from the Fantastic Four because some guards are chasing him. The man then changes into the Molecule Man and rips up the ground from beneath them. He has all the powers of the Molecule Man from 616, like the ability to change the ground and control air. He has apparently escaped from a lab, and the guards were sent to bring him back. After the Invisible Woman knocks him out, he becomes normal again without those scars on his face. The man's name is Aaron Alexander, and he explains that he and his partner, Owen Reese, were working on a molecular project. Owen Reese has the ability to move into any person he wants to and give them his powers and take over their mind. Eventually, the Fantastic Four find themselves on a chase through the park to stop the Molecule Man. Even when they get to him, Owen will just hop into another body. The Molecule Man then takes over a kid and talks about how everyone doesn't notice him, and now he has power. The Thing gives a speech and convinces everyone that whatever the Molecule Man's doing isn't needed or good for anyone in the long term. Molecule Man gets mad and tries to crush the Fantastic Four and drown them. But Mr. Fantastic tracks down where Molecule Man is, and now he's controlling everything and stops him. This is very anticlimactic to me. He was then written in Marvel's Eye of the Camera, issue 4. It starts with a flashback to issue 188 when Molecule Man took over Reed Richards' body. The Avengers, with the Silver Surfer and the Molecule Man, saved the entire planet. Yep, it is the events of Avengers issue 266, the end of Secret Wars 2, told by some reporters. He was then in The Dark Avengers issue 10, December 2009. He was a surprise at the end when he showed up with a bunch of other villains in front of Norman Osborn. It was continued in issue 11. Molecule Man has made these fake supervillains as people he wants to be as friends. He just wants his hometown to be left alone, with him in it, and Osborn objects since it's American soil. Molecule Man decides to keep Norman alive because if he dies, more people will come after him. So Owen sends Osborn into visions as he experiences horror he has created for Peter Parker and more, being attacked by all the people he's hurt. It has great moments from Norman Osborn, but more and more the Molecule Man as he goes around, he kills others, like even the Sentry. Molecule Man also attacks the other members of the Dark Avengers and tells Miss Marvel that he knew from the moment he saw that they were really the supervillains. Issue 12 was the finale of this 3-part story. The next issue has Molecule Man in the real world is surprised that Victoria Hand surrenders to him. But the friend Molecule Man had made makes him question if he's telling the truth. The Sentry actually comes back from his apparent death last issue and fights the Molecule Man. The Sentry reveals that he can control molecules like Reese can, and that's why he can never die. Doing so, he forces Molecule Man to turn everything back to normal. After he does, the Sentry destroys him. November 6, 2010 was the Superhero Squad episode Villainy Redux Syndrome, Season 2, Episode 4. Here, Molecule Man and Volcana come to the aid of Dr. Doom, Abomination, and MODOK to help them escape from Captain America and Miss Marvel. Wind Strikes the Surfer, which is Season 2, Episode 25 of the Superhero Squad show, the second to last episode of the series, Dr. Doom asks Nebula, Volcana, and Molecule Man to stop the Dark Surfer. Then they get sent through a portal. He was voiced by Fred Stoller in the series. Next, he was in Marvel Adventures Superheroes issue 10. He was seen as a supervillain who fights the Fantastic Four. He was in the episode Molecule Kid in the Avengers Assemble TV show on August 11th, 2013. Molecule Man then appeared again in 2015 in Deadpool Secret Wars issue 1. Once again, Molecule Man was in the Secret Wars fight background. He was then in New Avengers 2013, issue 24. It is shown that Dr. Doom has the Molecule Man as a prisoner in case he needs help. He was in issue 26 next. Doom believes Molecule Man can stop the collapse of the universe. Molecule Man seems to have gone a bit crazy at the time and talks like he's disappearing. Dr. Doom tells Owen Reese to consider how the collapse of the multiverse started. He was then in number 27. The Molecule Man and Dr. Doom talk about the nature of history, and the Molecule Man seems to be getting along with Doom. A rock from another world landed in Doom's kingdom, and he wants his guest, the Molecule Man, to examine it. Molecule Man creates a copy of Doom's mask and accuses him of being a liar, but he examines the rock. muttering that it was built to make maps, then says that the problem began on Earth. The rock is given off a frequency like Molecule Man's. Molecule Man looks at him cryptically, then says they need to take a trip. With a snap of his fingers, he vanishes himself, the rock, and Doctor Doom away, leaving a cloud of smoke. He skipped one issue and then was in issue 29. Beyond time and space, Doctor Doom and the Molecule Man drop into existence. Doom regards the endless white of this place as disconcerting. Molecule Man says that it is nowhere now, but it used to be somewhere, and that some part of him lived here. Molecule Man concentrates, causing the outline of a vast mental construct to appear above them. He says he can show the path, but Doom needs to walk it. And then he was in issue 31. Doctor Doom introduces Doctor Strange to his potential new co-worker, Owen Reese. Reese is muttering about the end of times and about how the Beyonders will have the reality crashing down, and how it is impossible to face them, for it to kill a god takes a god. His part in the series ended in issue 33. Molecule Man and Doctor Doom have reached a place where he became the Molecule Man. Owen Reese is now about to leave himself, so Doctor Doom will have to save the multiverse. While doing that, we see Molecule Man talk about how he has constructed the same across all the multiverse, but in a single conscience. The Molecule Man has gone crazy then, and Doctor Doom fights him, killing a bunch of him across time and space. Basically, things don't go so smooth because of the Beyonders' plan in the beginning. At the end, Doctor Doom heads towards the Beyonder. He, Doctor Strange, and our Owen Reese, Molecule Man from Earth 616, head to destroy him. After this, the number of multiverses went from hundreds of thousands to less than 24. He was then in Secret Wars issue 1, July 2015. It all starts with a flashback to the last time Molecule Man was seen. He was then in issue 5, titled Owen Reese Died for Our Sins. Doctor Doom informs Molecule Man that Doctor Strange has died. The Molecule Man made remembrance of the day when he, Doom, and Strange confronted the Beyonders during Doom's mission to thwart the Beyonders' plan by killing Molecule Men across the universe. He also captured countless of them. When he confronted the Beyonders, Doom unleashed the Molecule Men's power to kill them, while the Molecule Man acted as a conduct to steal their power and give it to Doom. Molecule Man is believed to be a multiversal composite entity, a single creature that manifests fractions of its entire being in each universe of the Marvel Multiverse. To issue 6. Owen Reese says he can feel the pieces not fitting, how he devoured everything and is still hungry. Miles Morales, the Ultimate Spider-Man, gives him a 3-week-old burger that was in his pocket, and he gives it to Molecule Man, who eats it. He then decides to tell the two Spider-Men that he is the source of Doctor Doom's new powers. He was then in the finale in issue 9. When the two Spider-Men leave, Molecule Man tells Miles that he owes him one for the burger. He was then in the Ultimates issue 6 in 2016. Galactus' hunger for worlds has been cured. Now he is going to the Molecule Man to see what to do next, advice for his new life. Molecule Man tells him about the universe and the characters in it. He doesn't ask what existence is, but what it ought to be. He played in ending existence and remaking reality in Secret Wars. It's an altogether appropriate question for him to contemplate. Molecule Man died, making his last appearance today in Fantastic Four 2018 issue 2. We see that after the Fantastic Four have returned to comics, the Molecule Man is a part of their crazy family now. During an attack by the Griever at the end of all things and her endlings, both making their first appearances, she blasts Molecule Man and kills him. Wow, after all that, all those battles, all those universe events, all those stories, Molecule Man went out disrespectfully. So, what do I think about the Molecule Man? Overall, what a relatable supervillain. One thing Marvel excels at is making believable down-to-earth characters, and if I got the power he did, I would probably act the same way throughout the years. Well, not counting his early appearances. I never knew much about Molecule Man, and now I know everything up to March 2019 about him. Hopefully, he will be in another solo story at least before he really disappears from Marvel, if he ever does. I think next time he will be in something will be in the next LEGO Marvel Superheroes game. I really enjoy him, and I think in a video game, his powers can be the most creative they've ever been. That was everything with Molecule Man from November 1963 to March 2019. This video made me realize that some hidden comic characters that many know, but not a lot talk about, come become hidden gems of their own universe. That was the complete history of Molecule Man. Thank you all for watching. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. For my channel personally, this is my 200th video. Thank you guys all for supporting me throughout the years. That is a crazy number of videos to have made on YouTube. With all that said and done, bye guys and have a good day. Everybody wants a piece when you know how. You don't want to be on this side of know how. When you see the horizon fading and the bright lights all start changing.